What's going on, guys? It's Sap. You can find me live on twitch.tv/Separer every single night at 6 p.m. PST. And today we are going to go over Forge's Pledge. Thank you so much, Lucidiate, for letting me use your account. He's a wonderful guy, incredible PvP player. You can find him live on Twitch all the time. I'll have his description I'll have his link in the description below. Today, Forge's Pledge is a brand new pulse rifle. It is a 390. It is a Bygones twin, and it rolls with some juicer perks. So he went ahead and he got an insane roll right off the bat. He got Hammer Forged, Accurized, Surplus, and Elemental, as well as a little bit of extra handling. Now, you don't exactly need a ton of handling on this pulse rifle, so the handling, masterwork, and surplus is going to be absolutely plenty. And I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the multitude of things that Elemental Capacitor can do, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Void class with it today to increase that stability. Just go ahead and show what exactly EC can use or do for the pulse. Is it maxes out the handling, it almost maxes out the reload, and for stasis it adds moving target. I do not believe that you'll see any visible changes in the stats itself, but for a pulse rifle, I would really recommend that you try to go for a stability roll. Alright, let's go over some of the absolutely disgusting perks this thing can roll. So first of all, you're going to want range or stability in your first slot. So I would recommend going with something like, I don't know, corkscrew rifling. That's going to help out with both range and stability. Maybe some hammer forge for the bonus range. Something that's really going to help you out with, you know, your range and stability perks. Small bore might be your best option. Second slot, definitely go for Accurized or Flared Magwell. That's going to help out with your increased range and or stability again. Once again, pulse rifles, you're going to be dominant in the mid to long range fights. It's going to help you fight against scout rifles or anything like that. A DMT counter, if you will, help you fight against snipers. So make sure that you have some range on top of it. The third slot is going to have a few different options, but I wouldn't really recommend going for anything other than handling perks. You know, you have quick draw, surplus. You could go for heating up, but I wouldn't recommend it too much. And then your final slot, you have pretty much two options. I would either go with Rampage, because being able to get the damage perk going is going to make it a lot more consistent, or Elemental Capacitor for, you know, the changes in whatever stat that you do need. Alright, we got a game on Twilight Gap. Twilight Gap's going to be a nice map to show off pulse rifle range. It's going to have a lot of your mid to long range fights. We're going to go ahead and avoid staying inside of rooms as much as possible. That way we won't have to crutch a shotgun or anything like that. Now, immediately the sight is super nice. It's clean. You can see a ton of stuff around you. Remember, you can always hip fire if the fight is a little too close. Pulses are super versatile when it comes to things like that. Get our way of the Wraith. Oh, this feels insanely consistent. That guy is off the map. We might get the kill for that. We did not. He was able to regen just before he fell off. We did lose the one against Operator Orange. Getting used to the fight that a pulse can take is going to take me a little bit of time. Definitely out of my expertise. But seeing as it is really powerful, we'll get used to it. Dark as Before is definitely another gun that I want to make a video on. It's a super high fire rate pulse. Does end up trading with a lot of things in the meta, but the flinch on it is incredible. Take advantage of Way of the Wraith and get your nice little wall hacks. It gives you a lot of information that you can use in game modes such as Rumble. That is going to be an engagement that we do not want to take. Look, he was trying to shoot back. I was one shot and I was still able to get away clean with it due to the amount of flinch that it does add. It's very difficult to fight a pulse rifle user that is confident in their ability. He can shoot us through the floor, so we had to get out of there. Looks like he was able to shoot us through the crack anyways. We're spawning red. This is going to be a really tight corner area I don't particularly want to be in. Gotta remember to take advantage of the hip fire. Look across for where people are spawning. He does have heavy. I didn't see that pop up in the feed. The stability on it definitely does make it so that you can shoot through absolutely any gun that is shooting back at you. Makes up for the loss you have in kill time as opposed to using other weapons. Should have someone spawning right here on heavy. We are kind of getting trapped back here. See if we can go ahead and break out of it. Got one guy pushing us. Gonna use the hip fire. And it works out perfectly. We are standing in a nade, taking a little bit of damage. I want to make sure we don't give up the cover that we do have. This guy's going to try to push us. At least we got the smoke down. Save ourselves from falling to our death. Now, the nerf to Spectral's health is definitely noticeable. We're going to go ahead and just use it to kind of stay alive. You do not always have to get the kill with your super. Sometimes it's all about staying alive. I hear the striker coming. We are going to go ahead and get pushed by pretty much the entire lobby. Zone control is going to be super important. Looks like nobody's picking up heavy for some reason. I'll go ahead and respect the unspoken rule. Slide back, see if we can catch anyone. We do. Even though that is a very good scout rifle that that man was using, I believe it was the Servant's Leader, we were able to go ahead and compete with it due to the amount of range that Lucid has on his scout. So thank you again very much. Let's see if we can get another example. He's sitting even farther back this time. Some minor damage fall off, but for the most part we were able to completely compete even from that far of a range. The sight on it definitely is one of the biggest upsides. Perfect. That went ahead and demonstrated perfectly of the upsides and downsides of this pulse. As you see, when you get pushed, it's very difficult to combat it, but I'm telling you, the range and mid-range, as well as the handling stat on it, it just makes it absolutely laser beam anyone. Definitely play Iron Banner this week, guys. Definitely go for your pinnacles. It feels great. Highly recommend it. And make sure, if you guys don't already, please drop a like and a sub on the YouTube, as well as come over. If you have any further questions, you can always ask me on Twitch. I go over everything I possibly can. We use a whole bunch of different guns. We try to, you know, manipulate movement tech as much as we can. Just have a whole lot of fun on Twitch. So I appreciate you guys. I will be taking today off specifically to take a day off of Twitch to raise awareness for things like hate raids, bans, and harassment in general on Twitch. So make sure you guys inform yourselves on that. Other than that, have a great day, and thank you again, Lucidiate, for letting me use your account. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful night, guys.